Hello everybody and welcome to my Terrion Arnold prospect breakdown. Terrion Arnold, the 6', 189-pound redshirt sophomore corner from Alabama, is such an interesting prospect. Because Arnold is like if you put a Pro Bowl safety at cornerback and just saw how he played. Really. But before getting into the video, make sure you guys subscribe and give the video a like, as well as following my Twitter and my TikTok. But Terrion Arnold was actually a 5-star safety out of high school and committed to Alabama in 2021. After redshirting, Arnold moved to cornerback and in 2022 eventually beat out Eli Ricks and Oregon's Kyrie Jackson for the starting cornerback spot. And in 9 games, Arnold had 1 interception, forced 11 incompletions, and allowed a passer rating of 82.5. And in 2023, Arnold had his breakout year, and was PFF's 9th highest rated cornerback, as well as having 5 interceptions, which was 3rd in the FBS, forced 14 incompletions, and allowed a passer rating of 50.7. And in 2023, Arnold was voted a first-team All-American and a first-team All-SEC. But to go back to my earlier statement, Terrion Arnold is like if you put a Pro Bowl safety at cornerback. He has basically the skill of a safety with the same instincts, ball skills, even the size and athletic profile of a safety. Alabama basically just taught him cornerback technique and put him out there as a starting boundary cornerback, and he thrived. But Arnold has elite ball skills and production. He had 5 interceptions in 2023 and forced 14 incompletions. He is also a very fluid cornerback and is smooth reacting to breaking routes. He also has good athleticism with great explosiveness and quickness, and has good speed to stay in stride with wide receivers. Arnold also has notably great footwork and doesn't waste many steps when reacting. Arnold's anticipation skills are great, and he has great route recognition and play IQ. He also has solid cornerback size and frame and plays with good physicality. In coverage, he can play man, press bail, off coverage, but thrives mostly in zone coverage. Arnold also has positional flexibility with experience in the slot and the boundary at Alabama, as well as being a 5-star safety out of high school. And finally, he is an absolute plus in the run game. He had a 90.6 run defense grade, which was 3rd among cornerbacks in 2023, and it was so apparent on film. He has great anticipation and instincts in the run game. But like any prospect, there are weaknesses, and a lot of his weaknesses really stem from his lack of experience at boundary. Even though he learned his new position relatively quickly and thrived, his inexperience does show at times. The most obvious example of this is he's an antsy cornerback. You can tell that he wants to make plays and has great instincts, but lacks patience, and this is likely due to lack of positional experience. He also is a gambler style of cornerback. He can make a big play or give up a big play, and sometimes can be over aggressive. But Arnold also is a bit raw in man coverage, but has room to grow in both man and press. And his only physical weakness is that he doesn't possess top-tier long speed. In the season last year, he was burned a few times deep, and he did run a 4.5 at the combine, which showed on tape. But overall, his speed isn't a hindrance. And the last weakness is sometimes he can be inconsistent tackling. He had 8 missed tackles in 2023 and can struggle a bit in open space. But with all that being said, let's get into the film. Alright, on this play, you could see Terrion Arnold, bottom of your screen, lined up in press coverage. Now look at this. Terrion Arnold is just going to stick with his receiver the whole way, cuts back, but Terrion Arnold's going to stick to his hip, force him to the sideline, and then the throw is eventually out of bounds. Showing the other angle will give a better, look at the throw. Pressured, and the dart is just going to get out of the way. But Terrion Arnold, there's no way the receiver's catching the ball. And then here at the top of your screen, this is another good PBU in the red zone here. He's just going to stay playing physical, keep his hands on the receiver, and then force the ball out at the catch point. And this was Terrion Arnold's interception in the Ole Miss game. This is a weird look from Alabama. I think that they were just late to get their exact positions, but what it looks like is cover 3 with these 2 guys, and then Caleb Downs, or both outside corners, and Caleb Downs being the thirds, the blue thirds, and then this safety and this linebacker maybe coming down. I don't know. The play wasn't fully, the formation wasn't fully developed because they're still moving here. But essentially, Terrion Arnold and Caleb Downs are going to be focusing on this post route here. Let's look at it. You see they both react. Receiver breaks on the route here. But Terrion Arnold, let me put the play a little bit faster. He's all the way over here. And look at how when the ball starts to die, he cuts Downs and the receiver to the interception. And then I'll just let the play run, because he does run for a good amount of yards here. But good interception to, good turnover by Terrion Arnold. And then here's the other angle. You see Terrion Arnold just cutting through both of those players to get the interception. And then for this play, I think this was the biggest play that Terrion Arnold let up in this game. This is going to be an out route from this receiver. Terrion Arnold is in a quarter. It looks like a quarters look or a cover 5 look. And Terrion Arnold is this half, or this blue half of the field, flips his hips, but this is where I think he gets over aggressive. He already lost the rep here. The ball is about to be caught in 1 millisecond, and he's still veering towards the sideline, ends up making slipping before the tackle, just being a little over aggressive there. And then for the last rep I'll show in the Ole Miss game, again, another one-on-one man coverage look in press coverage. Terrion Arnold staying in phase, and then getting his hand at the catch point and forcing another incompletion. See the other angle, look at the hand, just cutting the ball off and forcing an incompletion. All right, now moving on to the LSU game, it looked like Terrion Arnold went up against Kyron Lacey a ton in the beginning of the game, especially, and he was also targeted 10 times in this game. But Lacey's going to be running a comeback route. Terrion Arnold, again, one-on-one in man coverage, gets in there and then forces a PBU. All right, on this play, I think that Terrion Arnold just messes up which coverage they're in. Right now, it looks like man coverage, and it ends up being man coverage. He's one-on-one against Brian Thomas Jr. But running the play, Brian Thomas Jr. runs a dig, but Terrion Arnold leaves his assignment early, and Brian Thomas Jr. is free over the middle of the field, and there's a spy here. But Terrion Arnold gives up a ton of yards here, and then after the play, he does make a gesture that it was gonna, that nobody was guarding the flat or something, but I think Terrion Arnold just messes up this coverage. But I'd be interesting to see what his views on this play were, but overall it just looks like man all around with a spy and a cover 1 safety. All right, so this is a play where Terrion Arnold is going to blow up a bubble screen or an RPO bubble screen here. I honestly really love Terrion Arnold's ability and instincts in the run game. So sees the screen happening and then just explodes through Brian Thomas Jr.'s blocks and then just gets an arm tackle and then gets a good arm tackle for, no yards here. But I honestly really love Terrion's ability in the run game, especially on the outside. I think he actually makes a visible impact on film. And then here is Terrion Arnold's interception in the LSU game right here. Malik Neighbors is going to be running a slant route. Let me get this off the screen. So Neighbors hits the slant route. Daniels gets ready to throw. Arnold is somewhat in position, but Malik Neighbors might get a lot after the catch here. But the ball is batted down, and Terrion Arnold, look at the awareness, finds the ball, gets it, and then gets the interception. I really like this angle of the play because you could see Dallas Turner just swipe the ball, and then boom, Arnold finds it, reacts, catches it, and then that's an interception. All right, and so this is the last play that I'll show from the from the LSU game. What I really want to see from this clip is, I'm not too particular. I don't really care about the coverage on this play. What I really care about is what Terrion Arnold does after the play. Just a simple curl route for Brian Thomas Jr. But look at how Terrion Arnold reacts, explodes, and then great tackle on Brian Thomas Jr. That's just, a great rep. Starting off the Georgia film with this play, obviously it's not in the film setting, but I see this play circulating on Twitter everywhere. Look at Terrion Arnold's just fluidity on one of the most proficient route runners in this draft class, and look at him just stick with him on the hip and then force a PBU. But as I just showed that clip, here is a play where Terrion Arnold does But just as I say that, here's a play where Ladd McConkey wins on one of his reps. This is on an out route, and I mean, it's honestly really hard to stop Ladd McConkey at a consistent level, especially when he's running, super crisp routes and breaking so smoothly and cutting so quickly. Terrion Arnold is a bit, lagging behind Ladd here, but let's look at the route again. Look at the quick, just straight cut that he does. I did want to mention it before I forgot, but again, one of my bigger weaknesses for Terrion Arnold is his long speed. I'm not expecting him to, win on every single post route and beat these receivers, but they're getting a good amount of separation, and NFL quarterbacks can't take advantage of this. But Cooler McKinstry absolutely selling the bag. He should have caught that interception. And again, I'm going to keep on highlighting Terrion Arnold's ability in the run game. On this sweep here, Terrion Arnold cuts under this blocker, and then arm tackles for a loss. I think this is Dejon Edwards. And again, of course, I'm going to show the other angle of this play. Look at him, quick reaction, gets through and makes a big tackle. And then for the last play of the breakdown, look at Arnold just sneak here and then explode through and then stop this run short on a clutch 3rd down. They did end up scoring on the next play. However, Terrion Arnold forcing that stop here, the clutch factor. I've just been so impressed with Terrion Arnold in this film breakdown. To me and many others in the draft community, Terrion Arnold is essentially a Jalen Johnson clone. Both have really similar playstyles, with great anticipatory skills and hands, fluid hips, and are great at forcing incompletions. Both can even be over-aggressive or jittery at times or be beaten deep. Both are similar in size and frames. Johnson measured in at 5'11", 7/8 at the combine, which is only an inch difference from Arnold, and they both also have almost the same arm length, and they both also had an extremely similar combine. You could just look at this graphic from NFL Network. They both ran a 4.5 flat 40-yard dash, both had a 37-inch vertical, and both jumped over 10 foot in the broad. And for my prospect grade for Terrion Arnold, I'm giving him a 6.60 prospect grade, or a mid-first round grade, and he's also now my 10th best player in the 2024 NFL Draft. And in my opinion, he's easily the best cornerback in this draft. After moving Terrion Arnold up to 10, I'm moving down Talisa Fuaga and Leia Tulatu, both down 1 spot to my ranking, so now Talisa Fuaga is my 11th best player and Leia Tulatu is my 12th best player. I think that Terrion Arnold can develop into being a top 25 to 20 cornerbacks in the league, or even better than that, and could be one of the best cornerbacks in the league at forcing incompletions. And of course, I think the interception numbers will always be there. I also think that Terrion Arnold will be the first or second cornerback off the board in the 2024 NFL Draft and go within the top 25 picks. Arnold at the NFL will have positional versatility, so he can play in the slot right away or the boundary if that doesn't work out, and if both of those don't work out, he can even try his luck at safety. And he's just such an interesting player because he has the skill set, athletic profile, and size of a safety, yet played so well as a boundary cornerback. And out of the top 5 cornerbacks in the draft, between Terrion Arnold, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Khalid McKinstry, and Nate Wiggins, Arnold's film was the most fun, and I think that he is the best cornerback prospect in this draft right now. I also think he fits best in his own scheme at the NFL level, and teams like the Raiders, the Colts, and the Jaguars are his best fits in the draft. But that's going to do it for my Terrion Arnold film breakdown. I really enjoyed this video, but make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you also enjoyed, and follow my Twitter and my TikTok, and I will be streaming the 2024 NFL Draft on April 25th at 8 o'clock. But that's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video.